Happening now, speakers are talking at the Southern Oregon Human Trafficking Disruptors Summit in Ashland. According to the summit's website, over 20 million people are trafficked around the world at any time. Joining us now from Ashland is Newswatch 12's Brinkley Hill. Good morning, Brinkley. In your previous coverage, you've mentioned the impact of having these conversations right here in Southern Oregon. What details can you share about the summit?
Well, Damien, I do want to just say that Stephen Bone, who you just heard from the Jackson County Sheriff's Child Exploitation Team, is actually going to be speaking at this summit here tomorrow about what they're doing here in the Rogue Valley and the work that they're doing. And he is just going to be one of 16 organizations and 12 speakers and panels that are at this summit today and tomorrow, and talking about the work that they're doing here to stop human trafficking and exploitation of vulnerable groups. Now, just about an hour ago, the keynote speaker, Rebecca Bender, spoke to us, and she gave this incredible story of her trafficking story. She is a survivor, and she was actually born in Cave Junction. She graduated high school in Grants Pass. Her parents went through a difficult divorce, and when she ended up going to college at Oregon State University, she ended up having a child. And so she told the story of how she met a man who she thought she was in love with. She thought she was going to marry, and so she decided to move in with him when she was living in Eugene. And when she had decided to take that step to move in with him, he said that he was getting relocated to Las Vegas. And so she begged to go with him, begged to continue to have this family with him. And when she moved to Las Vegas, he said that she was going to get a different job. And so she recounts the moment that he took her to sign up to become human trafficked. Go ahead and take a listen.
I don't know where my baby is. I don't know my address by heart. I just got here yesterday. If I jumped out and called a cab, I literally wouldn't even know where to tell them to take me. And so I pushed every red flag aside, and I thought things will be better tomorrow.
Rebecca ended up being trafficked for 6 years. Throughout that time, she was brainwashed and manipulated. She didn't always know where her child was. She was rewarded with her good behavior, listening to her traffickers by spending time with her daughter. And she recounted throwing her daughter over a fence when federal investigators raided the home that she was in. And so she got out. She now has an online program that has helped 1,600 human trafficking survivors. And so she is here telling the story of survival and explaining what human trafficking looks like right here in Southern Oregon. And she shared this quote with us: "If you want to fight human trafficking, you have to create systems to help combat vulnerabilities in your community. Learn to create solutions to the needs of your community and share facts, not conspiracy theories." Now, over today and tomorrow, more people are going to share what they're doing to help vulnerable people right here in Southern Oregon, as well as create those systems to help stop vulnerable people from getting exploited. Now, I'll have more from Rebecca's story, as well as from all of these organizations that are at this summit later in our 4, 5, and 6 p.m. newscast, and I really encourage you to listen. Her story had many of the people in the audience brought to tears. So I'll have more later this evening on her story, as well as more on this summit. Tickets are still available. It's at the Ashland Hills Hotel if you're interested. Live in Ashland, Brinkley Hill, Newswatch 12.